Hello everyone and welcome to Ethics, the Task of Becoming Better. This is part of the first unit and the topic is kind of norms. In this unit, we are now understanding, as we said in the previous sessions, that ethics works with norms. Which kind of norms that we need to use in ethics? Well, that's the issue on this topic. So, let's go on. First, we need to understand that human being is made in a natural way. That's why there's a natural moral law. This natural moral law, as it is said in the presentation, it is a set of rules or norms that man discovers in his nature. These are the rules that we ourselves have in our conscious and we discover by applying them with people. For example, I don't want to be hurt. Therefore, I don't need to hurt anyone else. Second example, I don't want to be lied, so I don't lie to others. Those stuff are the ideas of the natural moral law, what I found in myself, and then I look forward outside. That's why we were saying that ethics is internal. From this natural moral law becomes the principle of synthesis. What is the meaning of principle of synthesis? Well, the principle of the synthesis says that you need to do good and avoid evil. What's the meaning of that? That we need to do good stuff, trying not to do a bad thing. But sometimes this principle of synthesis is not able to fulfill because, for example, if we are in an enterprise and we need to say goodbye or fire someone, because that will make the business growth because this person is stealing or is not working or whatever. Well, you're gonna do it, but that is making some harm because we are firing someone that is a good person, even though he's not fulfilling what he's up to do. Then this principle of synthesis becomes into the seek of the greatest good while causing the least harm. This only applies whenever every action we have to do implies that there is some harm. For example, an operation. When you go to a doctor and you get operated, is because the doctor is hurting you. For example, the seizure that he or she made, in order to make the operation, and then he gets your health in his hands. So this is the first part, the natural moral law. Nonetheless, human beings have defined that they need to prove laws that they are not in relation with moral. That's why this positive law is not affected by moral. Actually, this law is just approved by the different people that approve laws in every country. For example, in Mexico, the juridical public or the Chamber of Deputies and the Chambers of Senators. But in England, for example, it is the Chamber of Lords, for example. So these kind of laws are proposed by men for politicians to apply to everyone in the country. Most of them don't seek to be fair. They allow to go against moral ideas. For example, you can kill someone that enters your house if he or she is entering with aggression and wanting and you are trying to defend yourself and your life or your family's life. So that's kind of a law that allows you to do that. Taking these two laws into consideration, we now are going to review the kind of norms that can help ethics to work. The first kind of law are the legal or juridical. Most of them are positive and the other ones are natural. Both of them are external, they are defined by the government, and they have a legal sanction. These norms or these regulations are the ones that are in a constitution, for example. Then the social law. Also, they are external. Most of them are etiquette and civility and depends on fashion and era. For example, nowadays it is not good to be fat. Actually, you need to go and to become healthy, to go to the gym, to make exercise. But in the mid centuries, or in, for example, in 16th century, people, if they were not fat, they were not rich and they were not good enough. So people that are rich now, they don't do that. That's why it's social. Also, if you belong to a team or a soccer team, for example, you need to respect some norms of that team. You need to use some kind of uniform. But if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. You just don't go to that club or to that gym or to that team or whatever. The next ones are the religious. They are vertical because it comes from God. Those norms are the ones that related us to God and are given to us in precepts and commandments. The legal ones are the earthiest or the more up to the earth laws, then the social, then the religious, and later on the ethics. Yes or no? No. The more up to the earth are the social ones because you can change them. Then the legal, both of them are tyrannious. The religious are more spiritual. Also the ethics. But whom of these two are more spiritual? Obviously the religious. Even though you are not religious, you understand that it is the relation with God. They are more spiritual than the ethical. But the ethical are also norms in a spiritual way. Why? Because they are internal. They are not external. They are not from outer of us, but it is from the inside. They are regulated by the right reason and the conscious. The right reason is the idea, or it's something that is in us that allow us to understand. Those are the moral natural law that we saw first, that allows us to understand where is a good way to go, even though we don't follow it. No one in our lives wants to do bad to himself or to injure themselves. Everyone looks forward for a good. And that's why the conscious let us know if we, by ourselves, do good to ourselves, but also to others. And that's the difficult part of the ethical. Even though they are internal, we need to do good to ourselves and to others. That's why they are attached, the natural and the eternal law that we have already seen. So, see you in the next one.